I don't have to tell anyone that what is DRDO and what does DRDO do, especially in the current situation. We all know that how important and how essential this organization is in terms of the security of India. And it is not only a matter of pride and prestige to be the part of this essential and prestigious organization, but if you have a dream to be a scientist who has a lot of impact, who has done a lot of impact towards his own country, then this is the opportunity for you to get selected in the DRDO. Yes, DRDO, the Defense Research and Development Organization, has released its notification, the detailed notification for the scientist B recruitment through gate score followed by an interview. Now, this video will be a full guide for how to get selected in DRDO. In the first part of this video, I will describe for everyone, no matter what is your branch, I will describe for everyone that how you can expect the interview to be in case of DRDO selection. And in the second part, I will describe for a mechanical engineer in detail that how you can prepare subject wise or how you can prepare precisely for the interview. Now, I know that after this announcement, the students of the other branches, you may get a bit of demotivated कि मतलब हमारे लिए भी कुछ कर दो. लेकिन this is my drawback. This is my fault that I don't know all the branches. I don't have experience of the interviews of other branches. So I cannot tell you about the detailed or precise informations of the interview guidance for DRDO. But I believe that you can get all these things from Quora or from any other thing. Like you should go through the interview experiences of the aspirants of those particular branches. Now, without any delay, let me start with the first part. So, DRDO will recruit through the gate score. Now, at this stage, there is no, there is not so much confusion that, had it been the case that DRDO is recruiting through its own examination, जो ये लोग पहले करते थे, तो ऐसा एक स्टेज आता कि I should guide you for that examination also. But now, if you have that gate score, you will be selected. If you don't have that gate score, you will not be selected. Now, this gate score will largely vary, not largely, but it will vary from year to year and from branch to branch. So, year-wise variation is not that much. If we see towards the last few trends, but the branch-wise variation is like that, for mechanical, this will vary from 750 to 850. Okay, from 750 to 850, in between this range, the cutoff will lie. For other branches, this cutoff can be even as low as 660 or 670, as high as 850 or even 900. 900 तक rarely ही जाता है. ठीक है? So this is the cutoff range. And for your kind information, for your own information, you can go through the cutoffs of the branches for the previous year. जैसे कि last year this was 804 and my score was 884. Okay. So yes, the cutoff is really high. And this you can actually expect for the organizations like DRDO. The cutoff is really high. Now, ये part तो हो गया for all the branches. But how will be the interview of DRDO? First of all, for any interview, there are some specific features of that interview. Even for the research organizations like BARC, ISRO, DRDO, the interview is not similar. BARC has its own uniqueness, ISRO has its own uniqueness, and so has DRDO. And that is the key. Before jumping up into the preparation of the interview, you should be aware about the mentality that you require for that particular interview. Yes, honestly, the knowledge should be same for all the organizations and for all the examinations. But the mentality, and based on that, the preparation should differ from organization to organization and from examination to exam. So, the preparation and the mentality that will be required for BARC, so the BARC interview is currently going on. Okay. Now, I was saying that if anyone has performed well in BARC, that does not mean that the same person will perform well in DRDO. Really. Despite having a very good knowledge, this can happen. That is why it is very important to learn that how the interview environment is. And rarely people tell this. Okay, I have seen a lot of experience videos. They are all like कि क्या questions पूछे गए थे? Okay, कितना time लगा? Yes, these are the parts. These are the essential parts that you should know. But how was the how was the environment of the interview panel? Were the panelists very supportive or were they very harsh? How much time they were giving? Were they tricking you very much or were they straightforward? So, like you should be aware of this kind of experiences. Based on this, you should prepare for the interview. Now, you can go to my interview experiences where I have explained in detail what I actually faced. What I actually faced. Okay. So that is the first part. Getting to know about the interview environment and as detailed information as you can get about the interview. Okay. Now here I will tell you something about the BRC interview as I have experienced. Okay. So soon the recording in my iPad will start. So I have experienced the interview of mechanical engineering in DRDO for the scientist B position in the year 2024. I think the previous year, yes, 2024. So I would like to say that the BRC interview we have and the ISRO interview we have and DRDO lies in between them. In between them. Now, what do I mean by this? This is not according to the difficulty. I'm not saying that the BARC is the hardest interview, ISRO is the lightest interview, and DRDO is medium thing. No, this is not like this. The thing is, as far as my experience is concerned, BARC will ask you, so BARC will judge you based on 100% technical knowledge. Technical knowledge. And that too, your basic physics. Basic physics. They will not ask, I mean, define this, what is the formula, write the formula. No, not this kind of thing. They will ask the basic physics. They will ask about the real phenomena that is occurring. Okay. And now ISRO is, I should say, 85% technical knowledge. Okay. So here, your basic physics, I am writing BP, that will be maybe 30%. Definitions and facts, that will be again 40% maybe. Okay. And your other parts. So other parts like combinations. Okay. I will talk about the ISRO interview guidance later, but you can always see the my experience and the combination is remaining 30%. So and remaining 50%. So this part is actually comes under the technical knowledge and the remaining 15% is your HR questions. Now really during my case, these HR questions were zero. They did not ask me any HR question, but they can ask that do you know about ISRO, like what is the history of the ISRO and why do you want to join ISRO? Like these kind of questions they can ask. Now for DRDO, DRDO will have in between them. Okay, so they can have significant basic physics question, okay, and significant factual question and a little bit negligible almost negligible HR question. So I should keep a mark here, right? I should keep a mark here. This one mark and this another mark. Okay. So you get a bird's eye view here. Okay. So that is why DRDO is in between. So in DRDO interview, you have to be conceptually very strong as well as you have to have very much factual, in-depth factual knowledge also. Otherwise, you will be in trouble. Okay. In BRC, if they ask you that, what is this value generally and what is this angle? If you tell them, sir, I don't know this angle, I don't know this exact value, they will forgive you. If you are very good in the basic physics for any branch, this is true. But in DRDO, you cannot say that I don't know this value. They will ask, at least they ask me that, but you are an engineer, right? Mechanical engineer. So you must know, but you must have the ideas regarding these things. They will tell you this thing. So this thing you must know that for DRDO, you should be conceptually very strong and you should be factually very strong. In this regard, BARC interview is not the hardest. So there is the fact that if you are judging any interview, you have to catch all the things. People say that BARC is hardest because BARC asks the basic physics. And in our country, in the education system, I mean, everything is about marks and the formulas. So we get caught in BARC. Okay. So this is the funda of DRDO interview. For any branch, I think this will be true. Now, at least for mechanical engineers, this is true. And if someone who has the interview experience of DRDO, if you are seeing this video, you can actually confirm that for other branches, this is true or not. Here. So, I will suggest you that for any branch, first brush up your fundamentals, honestly. First, brush up your fundamentals. So, if you are going for the preparation, brush up your fundamentals. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, fundamentals means that if you know any formula, now you can crack gate by mostly memorizing the formula. But if you don't know the assumptions and the derivation behind that formula, you will be in trouble in DRDO interview. So brush up your fundamentals first, then go for the factual part. Then go for the factual part. Because as a scientist, they will not forgive you if you are lacking in your fundamentals. You can tell, sir, I have studied this already, but right now I cannot memorize it. I cannot recall it. You can give this excuse, but you cannot give this excuse that, sir, I studied the basics of fluid mechanics, but right now I don't recall it. No. If you don't know the basics of fluid mechanics, you don't know fluid mechanics. As simple as that. And this is true for any subject in any branch. You have to keep this fact in your mind before appearing for any research interview. This is the first thing. That first, focus on your fundamentals. This is the first step. Then the factual part. This is the basic, very basic. Okay. So now the first part is over and let me go to the second part. Now this part is specific to the mechanical engineers. Okay. So for mechanical engineers, and so let me tell you that even if you are not from mechanical engineer, you should listen to this part, at least the uh, first few sentences that I will be telling. So firstly, I was having a specialization in MTech, that is the thermal and fluids engineering. That was an advantage. So there can be two types of students in this regard, that either you have a specialization, like you are an ongoing MTech student, or maybe you have done your MTech, or you have just only done your BTech and you are doing any job in any PSU or anything. That doesn't matter. But you have done only BTech. So they can ask you throughout the mechanical engineering, from the whole mechanical engineering, from any part. And this is true for the other branches also. That is, if you have a specialization, then you can tell them, this and from the past 2 years, I have mainly focused on these parts. So I don't recall the other parts very well, but you can ask me. You can ask me if you are thinking that I should answer this. You can ask me the questions from the other parts also, but I don't recall that well. If you don't have the specialization, if you have done only BTech, you cannot give any excuse. Then you are supposed to study everything. Everything. Okay. This was one more advice for all the branches. Now, specifically for mechanical engineering, what is the caution sentence? See, for the students who only have done your BTech, okay, for them, I should tell you that prepare the manufacturing part very well. So, for mechanical engineers, prepare the manufacturing and material science. So material science is a part of manufacturing. I mean, if you don't know material science, you cannot go for manufacturing. So this is very, very important. So infinite number of stars I should put here. This is very, very important. But when this is very, very important, this is very, very important if you haven't done MTech. Like you don't have any specialization, then believe me. So my fellow aspirants who actually gave the interview, they told me the questions that they were asked. Now, most of the for all the students, they were asked one, two, three, or maximum of four simple questions of strength of materials, engineering mechanics, thermodynamics, and remaining all the questions were from manufacturing. And from manufacturing, the 90% question will be factual. Not 90, I should say 70%. But there will be also conceptual questions. Now, for my case, what happened? So there will be panelists who are experts in all the domains, from strength of material, from fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, heat transfer, manufacturing. So one by one, they will ask you. So when the turn of the manufacturing expert came, he directly asked me that from where I should ask you from manufacturing. I told him humbly, sir, from the last 2 years, I did not study manufacturing well because I was doing MTech in my thermal and fluids engineering. So you can ask me from anywhere because I am equally uncomfortable in anywhere, but I can try as far as I remember. So he asked me very basic questions from casting, from welding, from from forging, forming, very basic questions, and 50% I answered and 50% I could not answer. But they did not mind anything just because I had the specialized. If you don't have the specialization, this can be a caution that you should study the manufacturing very well, because then you cannot say that I did not study manufacturing. They will ask you, but you are a mechanical engineer, you have done your BTech, so and you were not focused into any other thing. So then why you have not studied manufacturing well? Why? You cannot give any excuse there. So this is a caution. Okay. Now, other than this, let me tell you, already I have told all these things in the first part. That is, you should be very well equipped with the concepts and the facts. For example, I will give you again examples. So for the mechanical engineer, if I consider the fluid mechanics. So, first of all, you should know the Navier-Stokes equation well. They will ask you that can you write the Navier-Stokes equation? You cannot say, sir, I can derive the Navier-Stokes equation, but I don't recall this. It has no meaning. But again, if you can write the Navier-Stokes equation, they will ask you, can you start just deriving it, or from where you will derive? Then you cannot say, sir, I know the Navier-Stokes equation, but the basics that how to derive it, I have forgot. Okay, you cannot say that. Yes, it is a both side track. Okay, you have to know the Navier-Stokes equation. You have to memorize that. At the same time, you should know the basics that how to derive the Navier-Stokes equation and what are the assumptions also. And other than that, the basic values of engineering, like they can ask you that, do you know that what is a steam power plant? Now they can ask you the ballpark values of the pressures and the temperatures in different components. They can ask you, can you tell me that what is the general value of pressure in condenser? So you should know these things also. Now, I think I have told all the things. Now, those of you who want a precise routine that how should I prepare for the interview, believe me again, no one can tell you the routine that is perfect for you. You have to build your own routine. But still, if you want to know that, then again, first of all, you have to sharpen your fundamentals, the basics you have to sharpen, and for that you can go to the NPTEL lectures and ideally to the good books. If you want to know that what are the best sources of the lectures for all the subjects of mechanical engineering, I have a dedicated playlist here. And other than that, after after you have done your preparation of the basics, you should go for the previous year questions. That is very important. So I will write here again. So basics, okay. Then previous year interview questions. Interview questions. Again, this is true for everyone. This is true for every branch. Previous year interview questions. And from where you can get it? From Quora, from YouTube. Okay. Then how you should solve it. So there is a precise video where I have explained that how you should prepare for any academic or research interview. So you should solve these previous year questions by yourself. Then you should verify from a trusted source. This trusted source can be your professor, can be a good friend, can be a good answer solutions. Okay. Now I have already started the mock interviews for this kind of organization. I have so many videos for BARC already. You can see them. If you feel, then you can join it. Okay. But I want to tell you that this is not at all necessary. This is beneficial, but this is not at all necessary. I don't want to tell you that you have to spend money for the interview preparation. Okay. But yes, appearing for the mock interview, that is beneficial for you only if the mock interviewer is asking the relevant question from DRD. And honestly, I have seen a lot of interviewers. So they ask good question from mechanical engineering, but they are not relevant to DRD. Especially for BARC, people ask questions which are good, but they are not at all relevant for BAR. So I should suggest you that you should find the correct and the right mock interview. And for that, you can ask any organization to give you a sample mock interview. There are so many videos, I mean, available. So no one is actually doing a fraud for you, because for almost all the organizations, you have the sample interview videos available in YouTube. Go through that video and judge them. How can you judge them? Because you have the previous year DRDO questions. So see that the patterns of those questions, if they are matching with the interview questions or not. So I have told all the things, and I want to wish you all the very best. If you have any question, please put that question in the comment box. I will always try to answer. And before leaving this video, if you feel that this guy is trying to do something for you, please give a like. And if you feel that this video is a good video and is a helpful video, then please share it. And finally, please subscribe the channel if you feel that this channel is helpful for you, and press the notification bell so that you don't miss any new video. I would wish you all the very best for your DRDO preparation, and I will meet you in the next video. Until that, goodbye, take care, and thank you.